everybody. Welcome into the Tailgate Show. Trailblazer Game Day here with the Fan Sports Network crew and a Fan Sports Network alum as well that's here in the booth with us today. Keaton Poormaster, Paul Ratliff, and Mark Musgrave here. Mark, why are you here?
The voice you know. You didn't let me do my voice you know.
Wait, we'll redo this. And Mark Musgrave.
The voice you know.
There you go. It's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah, it really has been, and you're out of practice. I can tell.
It's absolutely true.
I was totally ready and had it locked and loaded. And anyways, yeah, no, happy to be here today. I'm filling in for a good friend of mine, PA announcer here, Ed Rogers. So I will be the voice here at the Trailblazer game today.
Very good.
That you'll hear in the stadium.
Very good. Our Greater Zion Stadium voice you know.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'm going to get so many nicknames and stuff, they're not going to be able to fit them on my card.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we had to have you on here for old time's sake, just to have you back on here with the Fan Sports Network. Still, obviously, a big friend of the station in our shows and everything that we've got going on. And I know you've got a lot going on with Black Desert and Black Desert Championship just a few weeks ago. A big thing there, which was super successful and so much fun. So I bet that alone was probably a really good way to kind of kickstart us into this holiday season coming up.
It really is, but as much as I love golf, man, right now this is football weather out here today too.
100%.
Man, it is a little bit chilly out there, so if you do come over here to Greater Zion Stadium, make sure you're properly prepared with some, pullovers and some gloves maybe even. It's a little bit chilly. Perfect day for the Trailblazers to get a win.
That's right. Utah Tech Trailblazers, Central Arkansas. That's going to be coming up in just a bit. We're about an hour away from kickoff right now. But, Mark, we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, great. You guys have a great call, and I'll see you guys later.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'll grab that from you. We're going to let him step aside and continue on with the show here. But it's always nice to have a friendly face. He was right next door. I said, Mark, you got to come and hop on with us here for just a second.
That's right.
Because why not? He's been part of the Fan Sports Network crew since the beginning of the Fan Sports Network, so it's always nice to have him back on. But listen, it's less about the friendships, and we got ourselves game day.
Yeah.
Still. We do have rivals out there on the field. We got ourselves a great UAC matchup ahead of us against a very good Central Arkansas team, ranked whether you look at it number 9 or number 11.
Yeah, really highly ranked in the FCS polls and doing really well this season. 6-3 on the year and just really churning along really well this year. So it's a tough offense. Nathan Brown, the head coach there, does a really good job getting his playmakers in space, getting them areas and lanes to run. So this Utah Tech defense going to have to be sound today, gap sound in their lanes, and not allow big chunk yardage give-ups to this really good Bears offense.
Absolutely. Well, we welcome you. And today's, of course, pregame coverage is brought to you by Sports Court of Southern Utah and by Sand Hollow Resort. So make sure to check out Sand Hollow Resort, as they are our main game day sponsor here with us and the Fan Sports Network crew. They've got some good deals going on. They got a little Thanksgiving deal going to be going on here for the public. You can check that out. And, of course, the grill at Sand Hollow is amazing in itself. So definitely want to be sure to give them a shout-out. Check them out. Go to sandhollowresort.com. We've got a lot of stuff to get to here today. Went down to the tailgate earlier. The tailgate brought to you by the St. George Chamber of Commerce. Talked to the St. George Chamber of Commerce people down there. Just went and had a good time. So much free food. So much fun stuff to do. Free things, just stuff. There's candy. A lot of people, listen, it's post-Halloween, okay? There's some good Halloween candy down there, too, that everyone's saying, hey, you can win some of this candy by playing some games. And I was like, don't mind if I do. I'll play some games for some candy. So we're going to be catching up down there with what was going down at the tailgate as well. Always fun down there. And we'll catch up with that in just a little bit. Going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll get into what went down at the tailgate. And we'll bring it back up to the studio after that. More on the other side here with the Fan Sports Network.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com. Here with Jana, part of the St. George Chamber of Commerce, and our sponsor for the tailgate. How'd you guys get into the sponsorship for the tailgate, and what motivated you to say this is something we want to be a part of?
Yeah, our president just loves being involved with the community itself, and we thought it was a good way for our businesses to also help with the community, and it's a win-win because they get their name out there with some other businesses and with the students and with other community members, so it works out perfect.
Well, plus you get all these businesses together, which is something you guys are obviously very good at. That's the main focus, right, of a chamber. So it's nice to see some of these businesses get together and find ways to give back to the community, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a great way for them to interact with students and the community members, and easy way for them to give back.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate having you guys here as our sponsor. So everybody get on out to the tailgate, brought to you by the St. George Chamber of Commerce.
All right, thanks so much. Go Utah Tech.
I've got Chris and Colleen here at the tailgate as well. Tell me what you're doing here at the tailgate.
We're just promoting a new restaurant we're opening up by the convention center.
And I think a lot of us in town have seen it going up. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on over there.
Go ahead.
So we've got, this is our third location. It's a steakhouse, salads, pizza, beer, microbrewery, craft beer, all that good stuff. So we've got one in Springville, one in Lehigh. This will be our next location.
Now here at the tailgate, you guys as well, you've got some food that you're offering up to the public, some cornhole as well. So tell me what you think about the tailgate, and tell people what you want to see them do when they come out here.
Yeah, we're hoping that they come out, learn what we have to offer. We have some hats to give away, t-shirts, hot dogs, and just to get to know the community.
Well, we appreciate you being a part of the community now, and best of luck in opening up the new restaurant out here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got Haley here at the Dove Center. Haley, tell us a little bit about the Dove Center so we get to know who you guys are a little bit better.
Yeah, so the Dove Center is the local service and resource provider in the St. George area, so Washington and King County, for domestic violence and sexual assault. So we provide things like emergency shelter for people escaping those situations, as well as case management for them and advocacy resources. And then we do events like this to spread awareness of our resource for people in the area and just to connect with the community a little bit more. So we have a hot chocolate bar out here. We got some myth and fact game where you can win some candy, so stop by.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Here with Bailey, and you are part of the Atwood Innovation Plaza, which is where the tailgate happens here. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here at the Atwood Innovation Plaza.
Yeah, so at the Atwood Innovation Plaza, we have so many resources that are great, especially for people who are trying to start up a small business. So I personally work in the makerspace part of the Atwood Plaza. So in the makerspace, we have things such as 3D printers, laser cutters, sticker printers. So a lot of people will come in and do their labels, their signage, and everything like that on our roll-in printers. And then we also have machines like a dye sublimation that will let you create your own t-shirts, embroidery, all of that kind of stuff. So that's just one section of the Atwood Innovation Plaza. And another section, we have our Business Resource Center, which is really important for those small business owners who are trying to get their business out there, get any resources such as patent application work, things like that.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys have going on here for the tailgate. Of course, you are hosting the event in the parking lot out here, but you got yourself a little Connect Four, some candy as well. So the community, come on out and see what you guys have.
Yeah, exactly. And so the biggest thing while we started doing the tailgates is we want to get more exposure. A lot of people have the misconception that we are just for the university, but we are actually open to the public as well as to the university. So we're trying to get more people from the public to come in, use our space, and just find out why it's so important.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Bailey.
You're welcome.
All right, there we go. There's a little bit of look down at the tailgate brought to you by the St. George Chamber of Commerce and for, of course, our local business owners. We always love to see our local business owners out here supporting the community, whether it's at the tailgate or in another way. And, of course, the St. George Chamber of Commerce is a great spot to get business leaders together and collaborating and networking. I've been to a bunch of the luncheons that they provide with speakers and things like that, and it's always nice to be able to just see other leaders here in the community and see what they have to offer for of course other businesses, other networking opportunities. It's always great. So check out the St. George Chamber of Commerce. All right, Central Arkansas here in town at Greater Zion Stadium to take on Utah Tech Trailblazers. Central Arkansas, highly ranked here. They only got 2 losses on the season, only one in the UAC as well, but still they're heavily ranked at 9 or 11, depending on where you want to look. Tell us a little bit about this, Paul. I mean, they've got themselves a few really big names, partially in the running back room as well.
Yeah, they've got a couple 1,000-yard rushers in the running back room, Darius Hale and Shunderick Powell. Obviously, both have accomplished the feat of going over 1,000. Shunderick over 1,000 this year with 1166 and 13 total touchdowns on the ground. So he's a guy that can get out in space, make big plays. He's got game-breaking speed, and he's elusive. I mean, he can juke out a guy in the open field. So the Trailblazers got to be sound when they gang tackle, get around him, bring him to the ground, no arm tackling, because this guy can get out in the open and get going.
Yeah, and you talk about Darius Hale as well. So you know this ground game is going to be really important to try to defend here. And you take a look back at a couple of weeks ago when we were here at Greater Zion Stadium last with Austin Peay. And that was a team that we knew they were going to attack on the ground as well. And Utah Tech did a really good job of kind of collapsing in on that, and they were able to stop the run really well and kind of force them to pass, but the secondary was locking that up as well. It was a really good defensive game just a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
So this Utah Tech defense, headed by defensive coordinator Patrick Moynihan, they're going to have their work cut out for them with 2 really good running backs. But I do feel like this defense has progressively been getting better and better. I really want to see them kind of put up some stops here against these 2 big running backs. You know they're going to be powerful, and usually when a running back is really good, you still have to think that offensive line as well.
That's right. I mean, you'd assume Central Arkansas going to have some guys on the All-UAC team with how well the running back room is doing this year. So, I mean, but it's not just the running backs. I mean, there's a lot of talented players on the offense. There's a lot of guys that can hurt you for the Bears. So it's going to be a really big group effort, joint effort, whatever you want to call it, for Utah Tech defensively. They're really going to have to play 111, and everyone's going to have to do their 111 and execute today to have a chance to win this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball here for Central Arkansas, and the Bears are going to be coming out here ready to play. I mean, they've been ready to play all season long against all of their opponents, and Utah Tech has their work cut out for them in this one. So they're still kind of looking for that elusive first win, and it's not going to be easy going up against a ranked opponent here, whether you're at home or not, to be able to try to go out there and get a win here this afternoon.
The 5th ranked opponent for the Utah Tech Trailblazers this season. So it has been an incredible run of tough opponents, and obviously another one here today with the Bears.
And I like that they're playing tough opponents because to me, listen, I always make that analogy. I make the analogy of when you're like the little brother, okay? Utah Tech is still really young in FCS football.
Yeah.
And they are playing up to a lot of competition. But when you do that, it makes you better. Now, this is a new coaching staff, and this new coaching staff is trying to still kind of learn some things. So going up against this tougher competition isn't always going to be a bad thing long term, right? This season might not look fantastic, right? When you look at it and you're like, hey, we need to get some wins. There hasn't been a win yet this season. That is unfortunate. But here's the other thing. You start to look ahead to the future, go a couple years down the road. What could this team be once you start to play that tough competition and learn from that? and integrate it into what you have as a team. Plus, of course, as more recruits come in, and in college football, there's always just a shuffle that goes on with recruits. So that's also going to be a big part of the future of Utah Tech football.
Yeah, obviously at the FCS level, you've got a lot of FBS programs picking your best players and trying to recruit players off your team. But I believe in Lance Anderson. I feel like he's going to get this turned around. And in year one, it may be bleak right now with the no wins on the season, but still a great opportunity this offseason to bring in his guys, get this team constructed his way, and get the ship going the right way.
We're going to step aside, take a break here. When we come back, we've got a couple Trailblazers to catch up with some talent that we've seen a lot of locally. Kona Crowell, for example, and we also have other local talents with Malachi Fakahua as well joining us. Devin Dixon caught up with both these guys earlier in the week. So we're going to get to that when we return here with the Fan Sports Network inside of your pregame action on Trailblazer Game Day with the Fan Sports Network and Trailblazer Sports Vision.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Hi, I'm Jermaine O'Jegman from The Rink, and I'm inviting you to come out and skate The Rink. The Rink is the hot spot in town for big group events and kid birthday parties. We now have a karaoke room and retro skate night every Friday night. Visit skatetherink.com to learn more and let the good times roll at The Rink.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in Southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Kona Crowell with me here, Utah Tech running back. You might remember him, played here in Region 9, another local kid staying home, playing here at the university. And Kona, looking forward to chatting with you, man. It's been a minute since we've had a chance to talk on the radio or on the old television.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Just excited and just grateful. All opportunities here, man.
Did you know that Chris and Breton were not going to go last Saturday because, those guys were both getting real close. I think we're kind of both game time decisions. Did you think you'd get as many reps as you did having that breakout performance?
I actually found out the day before, and they just told me I'll be starting. I was like, all right, it's time to go. It's time to go. I just got to roll out.
What's it been like? You were on the team last year, new coaching staff, new running back room. What's been something that's really made you a better running back this year?
It's, just following under Chris. He has a lot of experience coming in. I just, he's a big part of the running back group, and I just try to model like all the running back tactics and all the running back tips from him, and just try to implement in my game. And Coach Jamel, he's a really smart coach. He teaches you a lot about the insides and the outsides of the game, and it's just good to be studying under him.
Who's big brother in the running back room? Is it Fakahua? Is it Chris Street? Is it Breton Stone? You got some veterans.
Malachi, used to be Malachi, and then and now it's just everybody's just brothers. But
you guys, the running back room seems like you guys have smiles. You might be the funnest position group on the team. Is that true?
We might be. Can't say the same for the defense. They're always down in the dumps. I think the running back group is really close, considering we're just like a total of 5 people. So it's just everybody's close.
Was there nerves last year making your first collegiate start at running back?
I I wouldn't say it. I mean, we get prepared a lot through the week. It's just a ton of reps. And I think once you just pound in all those reps, it kind of just like the nervousness kind of just fades away. So I mean, not really.
Kona, you more nervous right now talking to me than you are running back?
Most definitely.
Last Saturday.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just winging it.
You're doing great, man. Hey, give a shout out, Mom, Dad. Who's your biggest fan? Somebody in your family?
Yeah, I would say my dad. My dad sacrificed a lot for me, especially my mom too. They're just like both of them sacrificed a lot for me to be here, and it's just glory to God too. I mean, no, I wouldn't be anywhere without him. So just keep grounded in my faith.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I think it's 6.
You got a big family.
Yeah, I think it's 6.
More football players coming up through the ranks?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the second youngest who just had a newborn, so he's gonna be coming up. Not sure what he's gonna do, play football.
Your thoughts on Central Arkansas? I got a really good star defensive player. They got a really good offense. They're number 11 in the country, but you're back at home for really the last 3 weeks of the season. You got the 2 home games, then you just got to go up I-15 to Cedar City.
I mean, they're a really good team. Well, there's a quote that my coach tells us, we play faceless opponents. So, I mean, we just study them. It's just another team. So, I mean, yeah, just got to go out and play.
What's your game day ritual like? Do you have to wear the certain outfit, same socks, listen to the same music, eat the same food, or you're not superstitious at all?
I wouldn't say I'm superstitious. I just, it's a lot of prayer. I just try to stay calm and ready. And yeah, just a lot of prayer, stay in my word, and just because it keeps me straight, keeps me calm, and keeps me focused. And then I would say during the game, I have me a bag of baked Lay chips, and that just gets me through the whole game.
Comfort food.
Yep, there it is.
Baked Lays? I would have never guessed that. Okay, so that's one thing that nobody probably knew you liked to do. What's another thing that nobody really hardly out there knows about Kona Crowell?
I watch a lot of anime.
Really?
I watch a whole lot of anime. I read anime, I read manga, so I don't think a lot of people know that about me. You wouldn't really look at this guy and say, okay, this guy watches anime, but that's just what I do.
Okay, good answer. Not a wrong answer. There's no wrong answers when I ask that. Great to catch up with you, man. Look forward to seeing you out there. Good luck against Central Arkansas.
Thank you.
Utah Tech Trailblazers, and they are home, finally, back at home. Central Arkansas here with me, Malachi Fakahua. You might remember this kid from a couple years ago playing at Dixie High School. One of a lot of Flyers on this team, Malachi. You guys got a lot of Dixie High kids playing at Utah Tech.
A bunch of St. George boys. Yeah, good to stay home.
I think there's 17 Region 9 kids on the roster. Does that sound pretty close to right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them are getting playing time. And some of them are young pups that you've had to take under your wing a little bit. Who are you pretty close with that's from St. George?
I mean, first one, Reggie. Me and Reggie had the chance to play. I was a senior when he was a freshman. Had some interaction, and then probably the closest from Region 9 that I got with is Kona Kroll, who will be here with us.
Yes, Kona. Had a great game last week on the road to Eastern Kentucky. This is your final go, Malachi. This is it. This is the last hurrah for you. What's it been like? I know the last couple of years hasn't been a lot of wins, but has it been all worth it playing the sport you love?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's not fun to lose, but just being through last year's coaching staff and then with this new one, it's actually really fun to kind of see improvement and see how we can improve not only as, a team, but as players and position groups and things like that.
Talk to me a little bit about what it's like to be kind of one of the veterans on this team. You're one of 2 players that has a kid on the team. That changes your perspective on football a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe if I wasn't married and didn't have a kid, I'd probably be a little bit more emotional with, the losses and stuff like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I have a wife and kid to get home to, so that's actually kind of helped on the field too, because, instead of wanting to kind of shut down, tear people down, it's more of, hey, you're older in the group, and I have to, keep people up and keep building them as players for the future team.
What have you learned in your days playing football here? I mean, is there 1 or 2 life lessons that you'll never forget? I know you got 3 games left. But we're getting close to the end here.
Probably the biggest thing has been perspective. I mean, we talked about, how long I've been playing down here and not having, much success wins-wise, but just the outlook. I mean, I had the opportunity of being in the running backs room last year with Coach Jamison Clark, and his biggest thing was, whatever you learn from me, the biggest thing you should gain from having me as a coach is leave here a better husband and father, and I definitely think I have. I mean, ask my wife, but I mean, hopefully I have.
You better give shout out to your wife and your daughter.
Yeah. Love you, Cam. Love you, Lestielli. Thanks for letting me play the game I love.
Malachi, last week, what were the positives in yet another loss? You guys are in the last couple games. It's just coming down to a play or two here or there, but I know it's still a loss, but you think you're getting closer, getting ready for a tough Central Arkansas team on Saturday?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially the last 2 weeks, we've come together a lot as a defense, especially last week. You saw we had some freshmen have to step in at that DB position, but I think they did step up, and that just kind of shows how, you know, the new coaching staff has come in and be able to develop these younger kids. So from a positive aspect, I mean, we're seeing improvement on the field. It's just, you know, we're not able to play a full game of football on all sides of the field or all sides of the ball.
Obviously, we've talked about it. You know, one of the older veterans on this team. What's next for you, though? What are you studying? What do you want to do when you're done playing football here in just a few weeks?
I'm going to start working. I've already applied to some physician assistant programs, Texas, Colorado, and then back east. And it's just a waiting game for me. So once I get into a physician assistant program, then it'll be 2 more years of schooling, and then hopefully I'll land myself a spot down back in St. George.
That'd be good. I know you got a lot of friends and family here, and just a couple more weeks. And good luck. Go get them, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it. Some of our players here from Utah Tech University Trailblazers as they're getting ready to take on Central Arkansas today. And should be a good one today. It's always nice to catch up with some of them, get to know them a little bit better. Of course, a lot of them with those two specifically with local ties to Southern Utah. So I always love to see our local talent thriving here at Utah Tech.
And we've got a lot of local talent on this current roster, a lot of it young and going to prosper a lot, next year and on. But they're getting valuable reps right now, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick 30-second break. When we return, final thoughts before we send it over to Rod Zundel, voice of the Trailblazers, inside of your Trailblazer game day here at the Fan Sports Network and Trailblazer Sports Vision.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
All right, final thoughts here as we're wrapping it up and going to be sending it over to Rod Zundel, voice of the Trailblazers, in just a moment. Paul, final thoughts.
Yeah, it's a really tough opponent today. I checked the spread pre-game. It looks as if it's 24.5 favoring the Bears. So Trailblazers are with a tough task, but at home and a little bit of dicey weather conditions, a little cool game. So maybe that ball might be flying. Some Trailblazer receivers make some big plays, Cade.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of wet weather down there earlier when I was outside. Not tons, just a little sprinkle here or there. If you check to the north of us, Pine Valley Mountains, we do see some pretty good rain up there that direction. So I don't know if that'll make its way down to us or not, but weather could be a factor in this one this afternoon. Now, the other thing to note, too, is the quarterback scenario. I'm sure Rod Zundel will be bringing us more on that, but the news is that it's going to be a lot more Reggie Graff today than anything else. So we'll see a little bit more of him, maybe more run game, too, with that quarterback position. So that would be something else to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen it since his days at Dixie High. Reggie Graff has that dual threat capability. He can get out in the open field and make plays. At one point in the season, the leading rusher for the Trailblazers. So he can definitely do it when called upon.
Yep. Well, thank you for joining us here with the Fan Sports Network. We're going to be sending it down the hallway to Rod Zundel, voice of the Trailblazers, here with Trailblazer Sports Vision and the Fan Sports Network.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome inside Greater Zion Stadium. Glad to have you aboard as we are about 30 minutes away from kick, Utah Tech. And the Central Arkansas Bears. Rod Zundel here, along with former Trailblazer running back Ronnie Walker Jr. And Ronnie, the guys have been talking about it in the first half hour. Central Arkansas is good, number 9 in the country, and Trailblazers got their work cut out for them today to get their first win.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. According to last week, it was a close game, but still ended up with the loss. And so they got come up with this week with their first win.
Yeah, the last 2 games, the Trailblazers had a chance to come back and get the win in the fourth quarter. They just haven't been able to do it. And that's one thing that Coach Lance Anderson's talked about, finish, and try to get over the hump. Now, Trailblazers going to be shorthanded again. Bronson Barban, the true freshman quarterback out of Dixie High School, he's not going to be able to go. Injured his shoulder in the third quarter and played most of the second half last week with a shoulder sprain. So Reggie Graff is going to get the start today. This is Reggie's 3rd start of the season. Previous 2 starts, 94 yards passing in game, only 40% completions, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He's got to step it up today.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely have to step it up and be able to take control of the momentum of this offense. And also he have to limit the turnovers from the previous games. He had one fumble for a touchdown.
And in the last 3 games, Reggie's been used sparingly with Barban coming in. He's only thrown 9 passes in the last 3 games, completed 5 of them for not even 50 yards. So he's going to have his work cut out for him today against a defense that leads the conference in sacks and is second in the nation in FCS in sacks. So he's going to get pressured a lot.
Yeah, you all know who is that led by David Walker, who is tied in the nation at number 1 in the FCS and TFLs, and also he leads the conference in sacks.
And he's number 2 in the nation in sacks. He has 7 on the year. So one thing that offensive coordinator Greg Stevens said about, because they are such a great pressurizing team, and with David Walker, 2 years ago was the ASUN Defensive Player of the Year. Last year he was the UAC Defensive Player of the Year, and they're going to keep their backs in to try to help block this pressure defense. And when they do that, that kind of limits the passing schemes as well.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of passing, how about Josh Rillos, man? Last week, the freshman only had 1 reception coming into last week at Eastern Kentucky. He had 7 for 72 yards last week. He had his coming out party, Ronnie.
Yeah, that's awesome. He just have to step up from all the injuries that just happened in the past. So the young guys have to step up. We've seen a lot of new faces from this Utah Tech offense.
Damani Wilkes came back after missing a couple of games last week. He will not play. So more is going to be expected out of Rillos. And then Eni Falai, who missed 6 games with a bad knee, he's come back now. In the last 2 games, he's been able to stretch the field just like Rillos. And they're going to need that if they want to have any chance. They got to stretch the field so it'll allow them to take the defenders out of the box and keying on the running game. He got his first touchdown last week against Eastern Kentucky. So they need Eni Falai, and they really need to get him the ball and get him downfield more than they have done the last month and a half.
Yep, I agree to that.
Is that what you agree? You concur, Doctor? All right. So Eni Falai, Josh Rillos going to be expected a lot out of today in the receiving core. Kona Crowell, Chris Street missed last week's game with a bad hip. He's dressed today. He's out warming up right now, and he's going to be a game-time decision, maybe used just in an emergency situation. But you got Bretton Stone missed last week. He's going to be back. So they've got a couple of guys back, but it's going to be a running back by committee.
Yeah, so you're seeing a lot of new faces with Kona Crowell and Brennan Stone, who's now showing up. And Kona Crowell just had a career high total
74 all-purpose yards last week, 40 receiving and 34 rushing the football.
Yep.
So lots going to be expected out of Kona. Desert Hills kid, by the way, local guy. Also, Shamar Garrett. He was injured 2 weeks ago, had a concussion, just got blasted in the back 2 weeks ago here. He missed last week's game. He's going to be back today. So that's going to be another receiver for Reggie Graff to look forward to. All right, so last week, Trailblazers got off to a slow start. They had a chance, though, in the fourth quarter to get this game close and possibly get a comeback win. But In their first trip to the Bluegrass State, they came away empty. So here it is, the sights and sounds of the game from last week at Eastern Kentucky.
Welcome to the Bluegrass State.
We are in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Utah Tech's first ever trip to the Bluegrass State.
We are all set for kickoff. Utah Tech and the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. And they get to Morrissey, the first sack of the ball game for the Trailblazers. And he is stuffed right in the backfield. Great job by John Sniffen once again. Across the middle, caught 35 to the 40-yard line, out to the 41-yard line. Josh Rillos, his second catch of the season. Hand off to Chapman around the right side into the secondary. The 15, the 10. A 21-yard run by Asen Chapman. The screen pass to Crowell. Got it to 50, 45, 40. Big third down conversion by the Trailblazers. Caught at the 40. Heads upfield. Damani Wilkes to midfield. Wide open is Alec Burton at the 30, 25. Hurdles the defender and down at the 18-yard line. Pass out in the flat to the left. Bryce Parker, touchdown, Trailblazers. And the Trailblazers are back into this thing. To Falai, makes a great catch at midfield, all the way down to the 40-yard line. Into the end zone, touchdown, Trailblazers. And there is Eni Falai with his first career touchdown. Trailblazers had their opportunities here in Richmond, Kentucky, but they could not finish. They'll head back to St. George looking for their first win of the season next week against Central Arkansas.
So, Ronnie, when you look back at last week's game in Richmond, Kentucky, coulda, woulda, shouldas. They lost by 11. They missed a field goal. They had first and goal inside the 10 and had to kick a field goal. So there is 7 points right there. They had a fumble return for a touchdown. Okay, there's 14 points. And then they missed a wide open guy from 5 yards away that would have scored a touchdown. That's 21 points. You lose by 11.
Yeah.
So they were in that game, and they probably, if they'd have just executed the easy things, they'd have come away with their first win.
Yeah, I remember it was a couple weeks ago when I was talking about the small details.
Yep.
That's how you create the bigger pictures, and you got to execute the smallest things if you want the big things to happen.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will head to the film room. Coach Anderson will break down a few of last week's critical plays, and we'll also tell you about Central Arkansas. They have a couple of guys that are tops in the nation. That's when Trailblazer Kickoff comes back.
D.R. Horton is America's largest home builder, but with a local heart. Nestled just west of the Sand Hollow Recreation Area is a 600-acre master planned community with beautifully designed single-family homes, cottages, and townhomes called Long Valley. Visit us at drhorton.com and join us in continuing the American dream of home ownership and build your next home with D.R. Horton, America's builder.
Experience the magic of southern Utah from the sky and the ground at Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons. They take you on breathtaking journeys across the stunning landscapes of St. George, Hurricane, and beyond. But why just visit when you can live here? Priority First Real Estate is dedicated to helping you find your dream home. Together, they bring you closer to the community, closer to nature, closer to home. Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons and Priority First Real Estate, where adventure meets home.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to take a timeout from the sidelines and jump into the action? St. George Regional Airport has you covered. Score big with convenient flights that take you from our Red Rocks to destinations around the globe. Whether it's the bright lights of L.A. or an exotic getaway across the Pacific, your adventure starts right here at home. When you're planning that epic getaway, St. George Regional Airport is your home field advantage.
We're just over 20 minutes away from kickoff. Utah Tech and the 9th-ranked team in the country in FCS, Central Arkansas. Rod Zundel, along with Ronnie Walker Jr., former Trailblazer running back here. And you can listen to this game on the Fan Sports Network and also watch it on ESPN+. All right, Trailblazers, we talked about it moments ago. They had their chances last week. Just a couple of plays that got away from them. So it's time now to go to the film room, and head coach Lance Anderson breaks down a couple of the key plays from a week ago.
Okay, I'm going to start with one of our big plays on offense from the Eastern Kentucky game. This is a completion from Bronson Barbin to Josh Rillos down the seam here. On first down, we knew that Eastern Kentucky was a big cover 3 team. So what that means is they would play with 3 deep defenders, each of these guys being responsible for a deep third of the field. So that's what we expected them to be in. We got them into that defense, and we're really targeting the seam routes here. So either any Falai down the seam here or Josh Rillos down the seam here. The quarterback, Bronson Barbin, does a great job. You'll see he looks at the middle safety, and the middle safety initially starts to cheat towards any Falai. So he feels like he's taken that route away. So Bronson immediately throws it to Josh Rillos down the seam here for a big gain. So again, this is just a good example of design, expecting cover 3, and good execution when we got that. So let's let this play. And I want you to focus on the middle safety right here, and you'll just watch him take away this seam route from any Falai here first, which tells Bronson Barbin to throw it to Josh Rillos. So great job here by Josh. This was a breakout game for Josh, 7 receptions, and this was one of his longest receptions of the day. Again, I think from the end zone view here, you get a great picture of Bronson Barbin and his eyes. You can see the play fake here, but you see his eyes here focused down the field on this safety. And what you'll see is, again, the safety moving this way towards any Falai in the seam there. So you watch Bronson as I let this play, and there is no hesitation that as soon as he sees the safety move, he knows to throw it to Josh right down the seam, and ends up like 20-something yard gain for us. Big play for the offense there. On this particular third down, it's 3rd down and 9. And one of the things that Eastern Kentucky did very well on 3rd down is to run a mesh concept on offense. That's with these shallow crossers, where we have a shallow crosser here. We have another shallow crosser here. They'll put another guy over the ball here, and then really try to target these crossing routes. And on this particular play, we are in man coverage here, but the type of man coverage we are playing is we're playing man-to-man across the board, but we have one safety who's going to be in the deep middle of the field, and we have another safety that we'll call like a robber safety or hole player right here that can help on some of these crossing routes. And a couple of things to really point out here, as you see this route develop, as you see this crosser here, you'll see our hole player or robber safety here does a great job of taking this route over and freeing up this corner. Obviously, this route's going to run right to our hole player where our corner doesn't have leverage, so it's great when he can take that over. What that ends up doing on this play is it allows our corner to be free, so once he notices that the safety's taken that route over, he's able to stay here and help double the other crosser from the other side of the field. So you'll see some great execution by our secondary here. Also a key thing here is Eastern Kentucky is going to motion to empty on the snap. Our linebacker does a great job of adjusting with that motion and covering the running back. That's Malachi Fakahua there. Completely eliminates him from the route. So let this play. You'll see the low crossers there by Eastern Kentucky, and you'll see the great job by our secondary of taking these routes away.
That was head coach Lance Anderson breaking down a couple of key plays from last week at Eastern Kentucky. Time to take our second break. When we come back, all in the family, a family affair, like father, like son, on the coaching staff of Utah Tech. That's when Trailblazer Kickoff comes back.
Welcome to St. George Academy, home of the Dragon Slayers, where academic excellence meets individualized learning right here in Southern Utah. At St. George Academy, we believe in challenging our students with rigorous curriculum, preparing them for a demanding college experience and beyond. and it's all tuition free. Our unique Pathway University program offers accelerated courses allowing students to earn college credits in high school. Experience the St. George Academy difference, schedule your tour today, and join us on your educational journey.
Yesco is a proud partner of Trailblazer Sports Vision and Utah Tech Athletics. Yesco specializes in manufacture of custom electric signs and displays. From the smallest to the largest, Yesco can design, manufacture, install, and maintain an identification package that is tailored to your specific needs. Yesco has been serving Utah businesses for well over 100 years with quality signage and exceptional service. To see how Yesco can serve you, go to yesco.com.
Craving something sweet but healthy? Come to Berries and Cream, the original spot for fresh berries in our delicious sweet cream. Locally owned and operated right here in St. George. We offer a cold, refreshing treat that's perfect for the southern Utah climate. Fresh fruit has never tasted so good. Berries and Cream, the original taste of St. George.
Back here in Greater Zion Stadium, about 15 minutes away from kickoff, Utah Tech and the Central Arkansas Bears, ranked 9th in the country in FCS. Rod Zund along with Ronnie Walker as we get you ready for kickoff. And Ronnie, a lot of kids growing up, they want to be like their dad. They want to go into family business. Well, that's the case here at Utah Tech. Steve Clark came from BYU. He's now the Utah Tech tight ends coach, and his son Jameson is the running backs coach. It's kind of like father, like son. Here's their story in this edition of Trailblazer Tales.
Good, right there, good. Keep your head out of it, back out. Fast, it's good, outside. Nice, that's it.
What was it like growing up the son of a football coach, and when did you know that you wanted to be a coach like your dad?
It's funny that you say that. I don't know. I can't answer the second part of that question, just because that's always what since I can remember, that's always what I wanted to do. Growing up, the son of a football coach, I've always said, is the best life a man can live. I always had a huge family growing up with different brothers from different position groups, from different walks of life that I was able to learn from growing up.
Get up, nice. That away, Stone, good rep.
He was always with me, but he never said, hey, this is what I want to do. And he probably didn't tell me because he'd know I'd talk him out of it.
Why would you talk him out of it?
This is a tough gig. It's stressful. It's stressful on your family, it's stressful on your wife, it's stressful on you. But at the end of the day, you get to work with some great kids and you get to make a difference. And he has that personality to be able to do that for others. So.
Everything that I know was because of something that he's taught me, whether that's how to be a good husband and father, whether that's how to block outside zone, whether that's how to drive. Everything that I know has come from him.
Yeah, run the feet. Run the feet.
I don't think I gave him a lot of pointers. I think I just give him a little bit of advice on the moves and the places to go and what's good. And he soaked it up. He soaked up the knowledge. He soaked up what it took. He knew coming into it what it was going to be about, the hours it was going to take, the sleeping in your offices, your, not going home for days.
More. Hey, get out there. Don't be short. Good. Back inside. That's it. Good rep.
How cool is this to be a full-time coach next to your dad every day?
Not as cool as you. No, it's really cool.
How cool is it, though, to have your son every day working with you in a profession that both of you love?
Not as cool as you think it is.
No?
Set, go.
It's awesome. It's a dream come true. I've always said it. We played him. We went up against him in 2022.
Right.
He was at BYU and I was down here, and we played each other, and there was a lot of media behind that week. And I said it all week then, and I'll say it now, is he's my hero. And so being able to not only work with your dad, but to work with your hero every single day is special.
Good. Look on the third step. 1, 2, 3, find it.
Great. It's great to come to work every day, and I'm getting old and I need to lean on someone.
Is he a good
And
leader?
yeah, absolutely. You count on him every time, and that's really what's special about him. And also, he brings his son. He brings Bill. Bill comes over, and we get to play with Bill at times. That's awesome. I would do it for free if they brought Bill over, 3 times a week, that we could mess around with Bill.
I think my mom really likes that I'm here for him and that I'm able to take care of him, make sure that he's drinking water. And then I think my wife really likes it because I think she knows that we could be something in this profession, and she loves that I'm able to learn from one of the best.
Good. Very good.
Well, I don't even know if he's really my son. He's like 6 foot.
And you are?
Well, I'm 5'6", minus 3 inches.
I don't think we've been very competitive with each other.
No, not with each other.
Usually we're on the same team when we play basketball.
I mean, that we played each other a few years ago, and he was stealing our signals, and we were having a heck of a time because he had us nailed, and we were doing nothing, and that, I was mad at him then, but he was doing what he had to do.
That's when Utah Tech played BYU
Yeah.
in 2022.
Yep. We had to huddle. We hadn't huddled all year, and all of a sudden now we're in the middle of a game.
You taught him
we're
too
huddled.
well, Dad.
He's a cheater.
The most competitive we get is wiffle ball, when he's pitching and I'm hitting. And it usually doesn't end up too well for him.
That's not true. He can't hit my splitter. It's a blessing to be down here with him, and to see how good he is at what he does.
Nice, go. Pop, inside. Knees up. Drive. Good, hold on.
We left football at the office growing up, and we still do today. If you were to go over to our house and have a Sunday dinner with us, there wouldn't be football on the TV, there wouldn't be talking football. We would be enjoying each other's company and leaving football at the office.
How proud are you of him and where he is now with you?
Well, I couldn't be prouder. And he's a great football coach. And he's great with his players. He's great with the guys on the team. But I'm probably more proud of the man he's become, the husband and the father, and a good example.
Ronnie, cool story, and you get to coach with your dad, and dad gets to coach with his son, and Jameson was your running backs coach last year. It's pretty cool for him.
Yeah, very good to see, and it's just beautiful to see father like son. They both under the same umbrella,
Yeah. so that's awesome. They're a great family, so wish them all success in the world and that they can get it done here in St. George. All right, time now to get the final word on today's game with head coach Lance Anderson.
All right, hey, good Thursday practice. Good way to finish with some great competition there at the end.
Coach, what improvement did you see against Eastern Kentucky last week?
Starting on the offensive side of the ball, I thought we were more efficient running the football. We were more productive throwing the football. Had some sustained drives, just need to finish a little bit more there. Defensively, really for the second week in a row, we were better tackling. We're better with some of our run fits. So we're seeing those things improve. It's just we have another big challenge ahead of us this week.
When you look back at that game last Saturday, a lot of ifs and a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas. Field goal, hit the upright. First and goal inside the 10, you settle for a field goal. Fumble recovery for them for a touchdown, missed a wide open guy that probably scored, and you only lost by 11.
Exactly. Oh, there were opportunities there, and that's why as a football team we need to continue to improve so that we learn to capitalize on those opportunities and be able to execute in critical times.
So Bronson Barban out, you're going to go back to Reggie, and it kind of changes the dynamics a little bit?
It does. Obviously Reggie has different talents and different skills than Bronson, so but we're very, very happy with Reggie and what he's done this season, so it's going to be a great opportunity for him to really step up and do some real positive things for us on Saturday.
Josh Rillos and a couple other guys really stepped up, and you got to expect that to continue on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Parker's been solid all year, but Josh Rillos had a really big game. It's great to get Enny Falaye back in the offense. We should have Shamar Garrett back this week, so we need to get all those guys the ball as well as that running back group.
Can you see a sense of accomplishment a little bit maybe, or urgency, knowing that the last 2 games you've been right in it in the fourth quarter?
I do. I think the guys are really seeing how close we are. And I mean, there's been a lot of energy in practice. There's been a lot of hard work put in this week in practice. Again, we've got a very talented opponent this week, so it's going to be a tough challenge. But I think the guys are really working hard to try to finish and get over the top, and get that win.
When you look at Central Arkansas, another top 10 team coming in here, they really have the first 1-2 punch, passing quarterback, and then a dynamic running back that leads the nation in all-purpose yards.
Yeah, I mean, the running back Powell is outstanding. I mean, he's, again, we played some good running backs. He's one of the best we've played all season long. So we're going to have our hands full. They're very good on offense, very good on defense also. They have some very disruptive players on the defensive side of the ball.
Probably the best defensive player you'll play all season in David Walker, number 8.
David Walker's tremendous. I mean, you look at all of his tackles for loss, the sacks that he has. He's a very disruptive football player.
And do you like to scheme against one person, maybe 2 people? Do you have to do that against this team?
You have to at least be aware of, I mean, when there's a David Walker, I mean, you have to be aware of him. You have to account for him. You got to have some answers, when he's on the top of his game.
Your message this week?
Finish. Just keep fighting and find a way to finish this week.
All right, Ronnie, and as we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff, final thoughts. The Trailblazers have to stop this guy. His name is Shanderick Powell. He leads the nation in all-purpose yards with about 180 a game, leading rusher in the conference. They got to stop him.
Yeah, he's a big play guy. He can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And then one more thought for the Trailblazers. On the other side of the ball for Central Arkansas, David Walker, back-to-back Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He leads the nation in tackles for losses. He's second in the nation in sacks. He's the real deal.
Yep, the real deal. And one thing about this defense, they have to do something against this offense, against Utah Tech offense, and Utah Tech offense have to spread the defense, so allow David Walker not to get in the backfield.
Yep, they're going to keep a lot of backs in, trying to keep him out of the backfield. All right, kickoff coming up in just a couple of minutes. You can listen to this game on the Fan Sports Radio Network and watch it on ESPN+. We will see you after the game right here for Trailblazer postgame. Kickoff, Utah Tech, Central Arkansas, coming up next.